show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey guys, it's Jonathan from the Howard Hospitality Group. Welcome to another weekly Vending Live. Joining me tonight, we got Matt from Galaxy Games 843.
What's up, guys?
David from Xtreme Vending. What's up, guys?
What's up, guys?
What's up, guys? Yeah.
What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? Good?
Good.
Yeah.
This has been an awesome week for us. So we can talk about everything that's going on with us. We've got two new, very, very busy locations. Cannot reveal them yet because they are so top secret. But we did place them this week, and they are very good locations. And so we're growing every week, it seems like, which is awesome. And Yao's doing really well. I got the bank account and stuff set up this week. It's just been a good week. So we'll talk about all the stuff that we got going on. But first, before we even get started, we already had a super chat. So I want to hit that real quick.
Let's
Let me
go.
get that. I know. Awesome. So thank you, Waco's Car Wash Channel and more for the super chat.
He says, last Thursday, my sister got into a car wreck, which I think I saw on Facebook or on Discord, one of the two. Said she wasn't at fault, but the car is totaled now. She is now driving a Toyota Corolla rental car. Hopefully she's okay.
Yeah, at least they know that car won't break down, right? She won't have any Toyota Corollas. They're pretty awesome.
Right.
At least she's okay, and you know she's got a good car and reliable car to get her around. So I'm sorry to hear that, man. That sucks.
Sorry to hear that.
So go ahead.
Well, maybe get an EV now.
Yeah, there you go. David and us, we're the same boat with cars right now. So we're looking at cars, and we're all about EVs also. Just because our gas bill is over $600 a month just going to our routes. So we are looking for something to help us with our large gas bill, because in California gas is so expensive. We got really lucky about 3 weeks ago. We have tribal, casinos and stuff, and there's one actually where we live, and they just opened up their gas station, their own like mini mart and gas station, and their gas is only $3.38, where everywhere else that you go right now in California, around us anyways, is like $4.30-something. So we've been getting pretty good deals on gas the past couple weeks. But
There you go. Nice.
everywhere else in California, if you're in California, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it is stupid the amount. What are you paying for gas, you guys?
$2.79.
I got
Oh my
electric,
God.
so I
Are
don't
you
know.
serious? $2.79?
$2.79. Yes.
That's probably about where everything is, maybe a little bit more. We're probably just about $3.
$3?
Yeah.
I hate you guys. That is so cheap. I can't imagine. We're over $4 everywhere here. And I told you when I went down to Arizona and picked up that equipment and brought it back up, and there's like this part of the desert where it's between California and Arizona right there for like a good 40 miles. There's nothing, like 30 or 40 miles. And then the first gas station is like $6 a gallon. I'm like, oh my God.
I'm sure.
So yeah. So it's
Taking
pretty
advantage of
pricey.
people.
So if you guys want to post in the comments, let us know like what your current rate is, where you are in gas and where you are. So like you don't have to say exactly, just say maybe an area or something. But let us know what your prices are, because it'd be interesting to see like around the U.S. Because we're over 30 viewers right now that I count. And make sure you smash that like button too. Please tell me what you guys have been up to this week. We haven't talked. Like we
All
haven't
right.
talked at all.
So you may have seen my video today. You may not have. But we got another new location. This is the top secret location. We installed 4 vending machines over the weekend, and it was a lot of work. Because not only did it deplete my existing inventory, I had to go buy a bunch more inventory to fill these machines. First of all, spent about $800 in inventory just to fill the machines. The machines came via freight, so they were on pallets and kind of like boxed in, and we had to unpack them. And then to make matters worse, they didn't fit through the doors to get in the break room where we were working. So the first 2, we had to take the front doors off to move them in and then reassemble them. Yeah. The second one, we ended up taking the door off and doing the accordion trick where you kind of like put the door through or the machine through,
and then you
spin it through.
Yeah.
So and then thank goodness we didn't do that for the fourth machine, because there wasn't room for the fourth machine. They wouldn't fit in their little cove where they wanted the machines. So the site foreman actually told me he's going to have a contractor come out and remove some cabinets so they can get that other machine into their break room too. So for now, it's out on the shop floor. But
so
we worked all weekend. Yeah.
We had the same issue with it was our second ever location, and it was for full line. And it was, we had, I measured everything, just like I said, I need to know exact. And what I didn't think of is that I hadn't installed the credit card reader on the front of the machine yet. So I installed the credit card reader, then we go to put it in the thing and it doesn't fit through the door. So then we had to remove the credit card reader. So so I'm with you, man. Like, those things are bigger than you think. Make sure you
I wish it would have been as easy as removing the credit card reader. No, we removed the whole face of the machine. It was a lot of work.
Man, I'm sorry, man. That sucks. But it's exciting.
I spent a lot of time in a massage chair afterward. I'm just saying.
Nice.
Oh, more super chats coming in. First one from Mr. Anime Frank. He said, Matt told me earlier something about singing. That's right. I said no singing tonight, Frank.
Oh,
none of that happening.
What? You have
No
such
singing.
a beautiful voice. We'd all love to hear it.
Not for
You
singing.
actually did a really good job singing last time. So, and Amelia did a good job too. I'm not the best.
I don't even remember what we sang last time. What was it?
I don't remember. I think Amelia and I
I'm
did
sure
a
someone in the
Disney
comments will
song
let
or
us
something.
know.
So,
Also, we got a super chat from Mr. Gumballs. There we go. Mr. Gumballs back in the house.
nice.
$1.99. No comments, just a super chat. So thank you for the
Just
super chat.
chat.
Appreciate
Nice.
that.
So,
Gumballs in a while.
let's
I've been
get-
gone.
let's talk.
He does have another comment. Let's just address his other comment. He
Okay.
says, missed you guys. Been sick for a while. Getting back to normal, slow and steady. Well, welcome back.
Yeah, I'm glad
feeling
you're
better.
feeling better.
welcome back.
Nice.
Yeah.
Welcome back. I wanted to. So let's talk about David. What did you do this week, David?
Let's see. I got the Gamer Quest.
I saw a Gamer Quest video.
That was real exciting, and it was really great because those little boxes that was recommended to us from what viewer was that? Do you remember who? Did
It was
that?
from Dean Brown.
I think it was Dean
Brown?
Brown. I think.
It was Dean
Okay.
Brown. Yeah.
But yeah, those are
Here
awesome.
he is in the comments. Speaking
yeah,
shall
yeah.
appear. Yep.
Yeah,
it was
I
him.
got the little prize locker or the prize boxes, the Mario boxes. It looks so
Yes.
good. Mixed it with a bunch of plush from Mario World and like Nintendo plush, and it looks so good. I loved it. Like,
Nice.
I was getting a lot of attention from people as I was putting it in there, getting all ready to go, testing everything. I just wanted to make sure everything was good before I left. Definitely real excited. There's a shelf in the back.
I saw that.
And-
That's
Yeah.
nice.
It was
can
nice
feature
display,
some
but
prizes.
the only thing that I have a complaint about the Gamer Quest is that shelf doesn't because I got a smaller claw. You can get a larger one, but it doesn't go all the way back. So,
Well, I was on the phone actually with Walker Vending today, and he got the bigger claw, and he said that his play area is not great. So he said it's almost like 5 inches all the way around that he can't. He didn't
I
put
just
end up.
was testing the back and forth.
Yeah, he didn't even put it. No, he's saying because he got the bigger one because I guess that the top of it is so large that it doesn't allow you to get all the way. So he didn't even put the shelf on the back because he was so worried about this amount of space. So smaller might be the way to go, like you did, and like you said with the shelf. So according to Rainey, there's a fix that she's working on. So we'll wait. I mean, I guess they're not going to be using that claw anymore.
It was the prototype, whatever. It was the
Yeah.
very first model. So she did tell me that she was changing it up already, and I think they might put a second coin mech on there. They have
Nice.
space to put a second one.
Very
So-
cool. Very good. So we got a lot of good comments. Like I said, we'll talk more about what we've been up to this week. We're working on some things, and the Yao stuff we'll talk about. But I got a lot of comments that I want to get covered. And the first one I want to talk about is Next Insurance.
Yes.
Let's talk about that and what's going on with that. Do you want to tackle that, David? You weren't here last week, and we really kind of want to wait for you to let everybody know what our final thoughts on that are.
Yeah, well, shout out to Level Up Vending and a handful of you guys in the Discord for this has been a real roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I've been working with Next Insurance, and actually it's really interesting. They just finally contacted me today and gave me a conclusion. They found in their and I'm really upset about this. So I don't know what you guys can do individually. But first of all, if you're not noticed, the Next Insurance is not available in the Discord anymore. I've linked up my video calls or my phone calls on there, and they did approve that. They said that the phone call did mislead me and members of my community to think that we could all get insurance and stuff through them. So anyway, and it goes all the way back to date. They'll date it back all the way to the 7th. They said of August, but then they said to me that in the call that they're not gonna date it back for anyone because not everyone made a phone call. Only the people that made a phone call, which is me and maybe a few others, made a phone call. And so I don't know. So I don't know what we got to do as a community in the sense of trying to get everyone's money back, refund. But they will cancel your service and refund you up to whenever you last contacted them, which I know a lot of people haven't contacted. But I'm just pretty disappointed with Next myself because and that's what I told them, being a social influencer. I took that call to heart and I shared it among
Yeah.
my community, and I told them in the call that that's what I would do. And so I think there's a good argument, and you guys might be able to fight and get your guys' refund all the way back to August 7th, I believe. So,
So let me
use
ask for a
that call.
clarification because last week we talked about it without you here, and all we had to go by was that email that we saw where it said that the machines are covered from a liability standpoint, but not from like an equipment standpoint. So what exactly is the actual story? What is that not true? Is it? Can you explain that for us?
That's what's so frustrating is we've
Yeah.
been in this roller coaster. And if you recall, I had a phone call with them on December 22nd
Mhm.
and or 21st, and then they called me up on the 22nd. And the manager, I told them each call, and all the way back in August, I was like, let's get to a manager, and they kept telling me management approved this. And then the call on the 22nd when they called me, unfortunately, that's the only one I don't have recorded, is that one because I was out and about doing my route. And the guy told me he looked up our YouTube channels and he was super excited. He's like, this is so great. This is what we're about. We're small businesses. We're all about the small community. And you guys have mini claw machines and claw machines. We are all about that. And we're really happy and proud to say that we are going to service you and that we're going to re-educate everyone and we're going to put this in our policy, whatever, and stuff like that. Remember the call I told everyone about. And then, and what's great is my brother was with me, and I was like, man, this is a great Christmas gift. I felt like the community, we did something as a
Sure.
Yeah.
community. And then, but Next the community kept saying that they're getting mixed signals. And so I called up Next again, and I recorded a call on January 2nd or the 6th or something around then. And I recorded that call, and that guy that was there said, "Yeah, you guys are good. We're good to go." So I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah.
guys, we're good." I just verified it again, and sure enough, I'm getting more and more
So
messages
frustrating.
saying, "Yeah." So I'm getting more and more messages, and they went to management too on that January call, or supposedly went to the management. So here I'm misleading people because they're telling me all this stuff, and I thought for sure, but they pulled it out from underneath us and said we don't do this at all. And that's
Yeah.
basically, I think, what Level Up came up with, and a few other of our members of the community. And sure enough, when I called them up, I talked to, I believe his name's Sean, and Sean said he'd go and try to figure it out too. But Sean didn't, he was brutally honest. And he said, and I told Sean, like, I'm actually really disappointed. I got a couple emails with them. I told him, I'm like, look, I got this community, all these people that signed up, probably about
Yeah.
80 people signed up with our recommendation. And they've been paying. I'm going to estimate, I don't know if I should say numbers, but I estimate probably $10,000 worth of, or $11,000 worth of, because if you do the months and stuff like that, so you're talking about probably $10,000 or $11,000 worth of people investing their money into Next, thinking that they're under a coverage that they were lied to about. And so I personally think that Next should be, people should call up Next, try to get their money back, use that video. If not, I was researching, there's an actual government program in your local state. And I don't know if this is the way to go, but it's called, I got it somewhere over here, but you can call the insurance, the government facility. There's like agency in the government that will, you report to any fraud or if you're missed being used, and you can make a civil lawsuit against them or class action lawsuit against them. And I almost feel like we should do that as a community because I feel like we all were misled. I think it's really
Yeah.
deceiving. So
Absolutely.
So, well, we because we didn't switch over to Next, but we got started before the Next affiliation came in, and we got that and found a cheaper way for people to get insurance, which we thought was legit. But we started with State Farm. We never switched because we a few times a year we do events, so we needed insurance that could do $1 million liability policies for fairs and those types of things, and that was one of the first reasons we signed up with State Farm. But we highly recommend them. We've had them for almost 2 years now, and they've been great. They'll cover your equipment. They'll cover $1 million liability policy. They'll cover, if you do events, they will give you $1 million liability policy for those events at no charge, and they'll even write up the contracts for you. So that's all part of being with State Farm. So the only issue right now is that if you're in California, and only California, everywhere around the United States is fine, but in California, because of all the fires and stuff that we had not too long ago, they stopped writing business policies. And that, from what our rep said, because I actually called when all this stuff was going on, I was trying to help people find insurance, and he said that he thinks by the end of the year or even sooner that they'll be able to write policies again. But since I think it was August of last year, he couldn't write any policies for businesses. But any other state that you're in, you're fine. You can call State Farm, tell them what they're doing. You can choose to have liability only, or you can choose to cover all your equipment. We have full line machines, which are really expensive and can be expensive to fix. So we have all of our equipment covered, but it's not something that you have to do. You can do liability only, but you want to have a business insurance that covers what you want it to cover, and you can, and it doesn't have to be State Farm as long as there's a business, insurance company. They're all similar. You know what I mean? What's so funny? What are you laughing at?
I'm looking at the comments. PA Pokemon Pool's like, Matt, why do you look so mad?
Why are you so mad? We're mad at Next. That's why we're mad. So anyways, to move on, call State Farm or somebody in your locally that provides business insurance that you trust. Anybody that does business policies can get you a policy for your business. They're all very similar, and you just want to kind of do it to whatever fits your business. And so depending on how large or how small you are, if you're small, a couple of people I talked to in the Discord, it was $26 a month for State Farm. So they didn't do the equipment coverage or anything. They did liability only, and it was a great policy, and they got it for $26 a month. So it's not that bad. So definitely look into it and see. So let's move on to next comments.
Well, we've got a couple super chats, actually.
Oh, sorry. Let me go back down.
So
Hold on.
Let's get the super chats in.
Okay.
While you're doing that, I'm going to give a free one to Frank. Are you ready, Frank? Like a good neighbor,
no,
State Farm
free.
is there. now, Frank, you owe us a super chat. How about that?
Yeah, there you go.
All right. A couple super chats came in. First one from Waco's Car Wash channel. Elevators More says, on my thumbnail is what my sister's car looks like. Can it be fixed? I am not a car repair person, so I have no idea.
That looks
tough to tell.
To me.
That looks total to me, too. That
it looks like the
bad.
front end is missing.
Yeah. That looks pretty bad. It depends on the frame, too. Like, who knows? When we wrecked our Prius, it just looked like superficial damage. And then once they brought it into the shop, they're like, yeah, your whole frame's twisted. So
do you have State Farm car insurance?
We do. Actually,
I'm asking.
And
Waco.
it was fully covered, and we got a check, and it's all part of because we did a package deal. So they're great for car insurance too. So there you go. All right, next one.
Up next with a super chat, it is Steph with a $2 super chat. Wants to know, order of operations, is it good to set the claw probability or voltage? You know what's funny? I always refer back to Kevin's video at candymachines.com over on YouTube. Anytime I need to set these things on my claw machines, I always use that video.
So we go by the menus. So in each machine, as you go through the menus, we set it in whatever order the machine has the menus. So we figure that that's probably most important down to least important is kind of the way that we do it. So we just go through the menus and set them as the menus come up. I'm not sure if that's the right way to do it or not, but in like our golden houses and our candy machines, their machines are totally different. And then if you look at it, we got dials on our old big choices.
Right,
and so,
right.
all of them are different. But we just do them in the order that it is in the menu. So that's how we set.
Just know this: if you set the probability, it's say 1 in 8, but you set your voltages all the way high on all 3 of them, it's going to be 1 in 1. So just keep that in mind. You're still going to have to test what voltages are going to work good for you. So remember that.
Right.
Yeah, and you need to test it a lot. Like, I mean, not just more than once of trying to grab a prize. You're going to want to do it, 20, 30 times per time you move everything, because it does make a big difference. So, yep.
More super chats coming in. This one from 720 Vending with a $5 super chat says, "Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well." Hey, Mike. Thanks for the super chat.
Yeah, it's funny. Mike calls me every once in a while. I had a talk with him like earlier this week too. It was fun talking with him. He's a really nice guy.
Sorry, I'm just reading comments here. Okay, so
there's a lot of comments in here tonight, guys. Thank you so
There
much
is,
for all
and
the
good
comments.
ones too. Good questions. Thank you,
While
guys.
we're looking at the comments, do we
got
want to talk about the giveaway?
Oh yeah. Let's do that. Hold on.
I think we should talk about the giveaway, because I've been looking more and more and more at that free spin machine, and I for some reason I just cannot stay off the candymachines.com website.
We're getting one, so we're getting. We're
looking.
Gonna be ordering.
Are you getting a free spin?
Yeah, and we're actually going to order it, and we're going to order a prize locker, and so we're going to put keys hanging, on the carousel on those 3 spots that that are the better probability or the harder probability spots.
That's a good idea.
And we're going to have really big prizes in the prize locker and do the free spin, and I think that's going to be huge. So we're really excited about that machine. I just think, I've looked at them all. So the ones we saw at IAPA, and then and Kevin and Kenny Machine's machine, and it just looks the best. Like, I haven't seen one that looks better that's out there right now. So I think that is probably the best looking carousel type machine that I've seen. It's just awesome. So
it does look nice. Now, I cannot wait to see it in person. And I'm sure we'll talk more about NBVA in Las Vegas, because I'm sure they're going to have them on display there. But guys, take a look at your screen. Here is the amazing looking free spin clip machine. I think it's kind of what everyone's starting to refer to them as, is clip machines. Is that right?
Okay. Sorry. I think of it as a carousel, but that makes sense.
It's got the carousel in the middle, but clip machine seems to be like the general term for these machines. I'm starting to hear more and more on Facebook and in the different vending groups. But guys, we're going to give one of these away. And not only are we going to give that away, we're giving away the electronic bulk vending machine, both courtesy of candymachines.com. So take a look at these machines, guys. Let's just say they are going to make a lot of money for you. I have the electronic bulk vending machine in my video game store, and it's doing really well. It did I think it was 406 its first month. It's doing great this month too. Probably not as good because, we're all kind of experiencing that January slump right now.
Yeah.
After the holidays, sales are going to slow down a little bit over all vending machines. So I think we're all kind of seeing that right now. But you guys have a chance to win these machines. One person's going to win the free spin. Another person is going to win the electronic bulk vending machine. And we're going to give these away live in Las Vegas at the NBVA show this March. So all you need to do, wow, I can't talk now. All you need to do is I'm just messing it all up now.
That's all right.
All you need to do to get registered to win is just fill out a simple form located on our Discord server. And I'm sure everyone here is already a member. If you're not, all the information should be located down in the description. So go on over there, get signed up, and then you are registered to win one of these machines.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I want that. I want.
And plus, then you get a runner-up prize, which is an electronic bulk machine. So you get 2 winners this time.
2 winners.
Is awesome.
Two winners.
Very cool. Awesome.
That is really cool.
Thank you, candymachines.com. Thank you so much, Kevin, and all your crew. It's just awesome. So thank you so much. Very cool.
For sure.
So the first
super
question.
Chats come in.
Oh, we did? Okay.
We did have more super chats.
We're never going to get down to the question.
I think 3 more. 3 more super chats came in.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hold on. Oh, Fishing for Bangers. I haven't seen him in a while.
Fishing for Bangers. This is TV's Doug Dusto, isn't it? I think it is. Yeah. Okay. Doug Dusto in the comments. There we go. Says, just got back from Tokyo. They're on another level with claws and clawcades.
Yeah.
P.S. Flew
pictures?
first class with credit card points. LOL. Signed Doug Dusto. Thank you for the super chat.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much.
Hey, have you guys ever watched those
Yes,
YouTube
that's
videos
what I was just
of the
gonna say, is
Japanese
look
arcades?
up look up Japanese arcades if you're just sitting around.
They really
stuffing.
are on another level.
If you're like Matt and I sitting around on the couch stuffing Pokemon cards
Yeah.
or Croc Charm, things, definitely check those out. They're awesome. Their clockades are amazing. So very cool.
You know what's funny? It kind of reminded me of the one I went to in the mall in Orlando when we were down there for IAPA. Very similar, just rows and rows of claw machines, all cool prices inside.
Did you guys show my claw machines? Did you guys see those?
I saw them. Are you sharing those pictures? Are those?
Well, yeah. Do you guys want to see? Now that we're talking about that. Oh, really?
I'm pulling that up. I think we got a couple more.
While you're
super
pulling
chats
up, let me
to
do these
address.
real quick.
Let's do these other super chats. Next one coming in from Dean Brown with a $5 super chat says, "Everyone go buy Nintendo mystery boxes. Thank me later on those big returns." Yeah, they're doing really good in my game store. I had commented to Dean Brown earlier. I really wanted to go to the game store this weekend to like stock those back up because I'm sure they're all gone. But I just didn't have time. I was so busy this weekend. So I plan to get there this week.
Imagine if you have a Gamer Mini or the Gamer Quest and you got those like David in your machine. Like it just fits. Like it's just a great combo.
Yeah, it just works.
Yeah, just knockout combo of like a great idea and just think it's super cool. Like you can't go wrong with that. So we got a big super chat. You ready?
Big super chat. Now, I don't know how to pronounce this name. Let's see. Oh, it's Ivan Cox. Okay.
It's backwards.
It always messes me up because it's backwards. But Ivan Cox with Popped Vending just wanted to say I really appreciate you guys and everything you do for the vending community. Oh, thank you so much.
We've been messaging back and forth, and they're going to be doing very well. He's just like us, where he researches everything. Oh yeah, and he studies it. It's awesome. So very cool, and I'm excited for them. They're going to be doing really well. So
awesome.
Good job, you guys. And if you need anything, definitely send me emails and talk to me more. I'm willing to help with anything you got. So very cool, awesome. Okay, David, you ready? Oh, we got one more. Is there one more?
I think that's it.
I think that's it. Okay, go ahead, David.
All right, I'm sharing my screen. Okay, this is just for us. Keep this a secret, guys, on the internet. Okay.
Okay.
So, I don't know if you can make that big, but those are my machines. I started a new LLC called Konichi Claw Arcades, and you're looking at my first Konichi Claw. Basically, it's a fun.
Can we zoom in on that? Can we make that bigger? Can you click that little magnifying glass?
Because there's some cooler pictures too. Do the close-up ones.
Well, let's see. Do you guys still see the screen? Is it showing? Yeah. There's.
These are private conversations, Dave. Don't be sharing private conversations.
How cool is that?
Zoom into that. Look at that logo, man. That is so cool. The colors are awesome. Konichi Claw, man.
Konichi Claw. Konichi Claw Arcades coming
awesome.
to.
I'm so glad you went with those colors. They look really good.
They do.
That was a great choice.
Imagine, because that's kind of what you would see in a Japanese style arcade, right? Yep. Imagine doing like a little game room in like a mall or a strip mall or something like that, and having just all cool machines like this, just in a big row, all lit up bright and fresh. That'd be awesome.
Dude, they look so cool in a row.
There's a
show them in the row.
Yeah,
that one right there. Yeah, look at that. That is so cool, man.
I love how the coin door is even illuminated like that. Look at that. Yeah, it's so cool.
It's all illuminated around here. This is Konichi Claw. Those who don't know, I'm actually Japanese. I'm seriously am.
Yeah, he is part Japanese.
My grandma, who was full Japanese, made me a kimono when I was a child. Unfortunately, they don't fit anymore because I grew up and out. So, right. But basically, this is it. I'm sorry, I'm laggy. This is my internet's the worst. But
man,
these are my
so cool though. Those look.
Congratulations, man.
Those look like we should see those on the floor at the NBVA or at IAPA or one of those shows.
Those are legit, man.
Yeah,
nice.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, it's been 4 years, David, and it's about time. You're overdue for this kind of stuff. You're the expert when it comes to claws. So, small has been your forte for a long time, but you've also grown into bigger stuff now, and now you're going to be doing these, and I think you're gonna crush it. It's just awesome. Congratulations.
I'm really excited. Cool. I want to franchise out Konichi Claw to the viewers and stuff. I've already talking to my generals in the Discord. I got certain generals that I'm going to be doing this with, but that's basically the idea.
I'm sure we're going to get a lot of questions and comments, but are these machines going to be available for sale?
No, well, I mean, like if I franchise out, I'll
Gotcha,
give people
okay.
the machine if they want it.
Gotcha,
But I
okay.
won't be making. I'm not going to be selling it. You'll have to order it from Rainy, and then you can open up your own Kenichi Claw. Because I think Kenichi Claw. What I really like about Kenichi Claw is I think it's a pun for like good afternoon or hello. It's a way of greeting someone, a formal greeting, a really nice way of greeting someone in Japanese. But now you're saying Kenichi Claw,
I like it.
I like it
It's a
too.
good
Very
play
cool,
on
man.
words.
Yeah.
All right, so our first question was from 25 minutes ago. So I'm going to go back.
Sorry about that, guys.
All right. And so I want to make sure we cover everybody's questions
Yeah.
because they are super
Yeah.
important. And so here we go.
course.
Here's our first question.
From Dallas Wart says, do you guys recommend charging credit card fees? Is 10 cents per transaction reasonable? Yes and yes.
100%. So on all of our machines, you can run either Kiosoft or Nayax. And on Nayax and on Kiosoft, you can choose the option of charging a fee. So you could do like a 10-cent fee to the customer, which comes across the screen and says you will be charged a 10-cent fee. We chose not to do it that way. So when you go to our machine, we have several several choices of how much you want to pay. So you can do like $1, $3, $5, $10, and you get bonus plays for larger amounts. But if you look at our machines, it's $1.10, $3.10, $5.10, and $10.10. And the reason we do that is we feel like when you're there playing or whatever, you're probably not going to pay attention when it says there's a 10-cent fee for each transaction on that. And so we don't want them, when they look at their account later on that night, they're like, man, they charge me 10 cents every time I use my card. Like, we want it to be that they see that if they put $1 in, it's $1, with the cash, or if they put in quarters. But if they use the credit card reader, it's the $1.10, and they need to understand that there is fees, and nobody is going to be upset about that. We've been running them for almost 2 years like that. We've never had anybody complain, because everywhere you go, there's always a debit fee of like 65 cents for using your credit card, or your debit card. So people don't get upset about 10 cents, but we make sure that it's right there front and center on our machines. So when you look at the amounts, it says the 10 cents, but you can choose to do it where it is just across the screen says 10 cent free transaction. But we've noticed also that people are willing to pay more, so they'll do 510 versus doing 5 times, and doing 550, or I mean, 5, what would, what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say is that, so instead of paying that fee every single time they use it, they'll put a $5 charge on there for 510 versus doing, 5 $1.10 charges. So
and they can get some bonus plays if they use the upper amounts too.
And it says right there, which is cool about Nayax and those machines and stuff now, is that it says right in there, it shows how many plays you get right on the screen, which is very cool. So I do not recommend you pay for your transaction fees. Like, have the customer pay for them. It's not unreasonable, 10 cents. And I know with Nayax and Kiosoft, they're both around 60 to 70 cents or 0.6 cents you know what I mean? Like, whatever it is per transaction fee. So you're going to be, you're still making out in the end. So definitely do that on your machines for sure. So that was our first one. Smiley wants to know how much for singing, Matt.
I already sang. I did the State Farm jingle. So now it's $1 million.
Game Request is looking great. That
Very
machine's
much so.
awesome. Very cool. We're all very excited about that machine. The whole, whether it's a key catcher or magic key or the Game Request, those types of machines is you're basically getting 2 machines in one. You're getting a prize locker and a claw machine all in one machine, which is great. So you're not paying for that extra prize locker on the side and dealing with all that. You got it all in one machine, which is pretty nice, and they're just great machines. So David's got some great videos on that coming out. So definitely stay tuned for that. So Dean Brand wants to know, how's those sales, Matt, on those mystery boxes?
They're doing good. I'm sure they're gone, but like I said, I really wanted to get back to that location this weekend but I was just swamped with that new location. So I haven't been to the game store this weekend like I wanted to get there and make sure everything was topped off. The weekends are when we really make our money at that spot. So I know the machines did really well. They made a ton of sales over the weekend. So I'm sure those mystery boxes are gone, and I've got more ready to go. I just didn't have time to get up there. So probably, either this week or Friday, Saturday morning, I'll be up there filling that.
He'll be stuffing them while watching Japanese claw machines.
Maybe so. Hey,
Hi, Nicole.
Hope she's still here. I know that comment came through a while
ago. I know.
ago.
It's 26 minutes ago. I apologize. PA Pokemon Pulls is here too. Hey, sir. How are you?
He says, "Meowdy."
Oops, that's my phone talking to me. Let's see. That's you talking. Level Up Vending says, thank you guys so much for helping the members by spreading the facts about Next. And that, I think that those people, like last week, a lot of people we really wanted to talk to David because he's been the one that's been on the phone with this and making sure that he knew what everything. So last week, we only were going by what we know. Now we know that, you're not going to be covered, and we want to make sure that you're covered, and that's what it's all about. So we can only bring you what we know, but thanks to David and his 9,000 phone calls to Next, we now know the truth, and everything is straightened out, and now we can all move forward and get insurance for our machines and our business, and yay 2024, right?
Yeah, and Level Up, man, he really got the ball rolling on that too.
I know. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Congratulations on the new location.
Yeah. So Dean Brown says, to Galaxy Games, congratulations on the new location. Big money. It costs big money too. Yeah. Excited to watch the next video. All my locations with the mystery boxes are doing super well. I put Fortnite cards in them, and that has done well too. I didn't even know there was Fortnite. I didn't know
they made those. Yeah. Very cool.
Very cool.
Austin B, I recommend State Farm. That's the one that we use, and we've had very good luck for the past 2 years. But if there is a local insurance agency that can cover your business in town that is like a known business place, they're just as good too. It doesn't mean that because usually their insurance comes from a bigger entity. You know what I mean? It's not them locally; it's a certain company that they back. So
correct.
You can definitely find insurance locally too, and support your local businesses. 100%. So let's see.
I know there was another super chat in there, I think.
Oh, was there? Did I miss one?
Let me scroll back up.
I think Waco.
Yeah, one from Waco.
Oh.
It's about football.
Oh, there it is. Got it. Sorry.
How crazy the NFL playoffs were this weekend. There we go. Waco's Car Wash Channel, Elevators and More says, well, Matt, the Browns and the Cowboys are both out of the playoffs. That is correct. It was a crazy weekend for NFL football. I thought the Browns were going to win. I thought the Cowboys were going to win. I thought the Eagles were going to win. All three teams lost. I was surprised. Everybody expected the Steelers to lose, so that's not a problem there. But what a crazy football weekend. And this weekend should be some pretty good matchups too. So don't know if you guys are football fans out there, but I am, and I'll be watching.
That's what's crazy about the football playoffs, man. In football, I always feel
never
like
know.
Because it's one game elimination, unlike the NBA.
Right.
You got best of 7.
I do love it's just one game.
It's like there's so many underdog stories in football. That's why football.
I love how you're gonna know that day. Like you're gonna know who the winner is or who the champion is that day. I love it.
Yeah. So I get a good answer to this question.
Okay, let's see it.
And I'm sure David does too. But I'll say mine, and then David can say his. But now that we've been doing this, he's been doing it 4 years. We've only been doing it a little over 2 years. We've got a lot of different equipment now. So we have from a lot of different manufacturers. So we've got AZ Amusements equipment. We've got Candy Machines equipment. We've got some a little bit older equipment that is, larger machines that we have. And what we've learned is that 1 in 8 is not 1 in 8 across the board. So we set our candy machines at a certain level. We set our 1 in 8 on our golden houses is 1 in 8 on that machine. But we've been running our candy machines at 1 in 6. So we figured that's a really good price rate for those machines on their super minis. But what you really want to focus on, and David will explain this a little bit better than I can because he's the money master and number master, is that it depends on what you put in it. So we're running a little bit higher end products in ours now. We're, I think our least expensive product is about 30 cents and up, and our most expensive is $2, so to 2.25, depending on what we put in our machines. So we want to get a return on investment, and we want to have a high margin. So that does affect what you do, but all of our golden houses are 1 in 8. All of our candy machines minis are 1 in 6. Our bigger machines, they're bigger products. They cost us more money. They're $2 and above. Most of them are like $3 a price. So we're running those 1 in 10, 1 in 12, 1 in 15. On some of them, it depends on what's in them. But some of them, we have big, giant stuff in them. So we're running those bigger. But it does affect how much money you make. So make sure that you're running it at a rate that makes sense. So, David, you want to add to that a little bit? Because you're the expert.
Yeah, well, you said everything basically. The only thing I would add to it's basically most people pay commissions for their locations, and so you also have to base it off of that. Like, for example, if you pay out, let's say 30%, right? That's a kind of a higher rate, but it happens. So you got a good location, you're paying out 30%. The product costs you $2. After, and you have it 1 in 6, you're going to pay out $1.80 plus $2. So you're only making $2.20, and that's if they don't double win or something like that. That's really not really worth it. So when you're paying out 30%, you definitely want to go up a higher where it's a higher chance, so you make a little bit more money. You want 1 in 10, 1 in 12. If it's a low percent, then you can go down lower, but also keep an eye on your plush and see how much money you're making. You do want lots of winners, but I can tell you this: whether you have it at 1 in 12 or 1 in 8, there's going to be lots of winners even at 1 in 12. They're going to be putting in $5, $10 at a time. I got a lot of people that put in $10
in our bigger machines. That too.
Chances are they are going to win. And maybe there's a small chance they don't, and they're sad, but they get really close. Or sometimes it's not even payout, and they'll win. That happens a lot of times where I have winners on non-payout time, because it is you program the claw to be weaker, but it can still grab and drag it just a little bit closer and closer, and you
might
can
get a
still
bounce
win.
in or something.
Yeah, right. Something will happen. So that's why you want to make sure you do the math and figure it out yourself. But 1 in 12, I think, is actually pretty reasonable if you're paying a higher percent and stuff. Because if you go to Walmart, I put in $20 in Walmart before and never even got close to payout. At least that's what it felt like. So yeah,
people know, especially the people that work there. It's funny because we went to a location today. We stocked and we had to fix our Mario Kart machine, which we fixed. And we went next door because we're actually going into that location. And one of the managers was there. It wasn't the main manager, which I wanted to show him the pictures of what we're bringing. And he goes, "Man, we're so sick of this vendor. Like, he's been here for years. All he does is make money off people." He goes, he literally almost walks in the machine and steps on the stuff to shove it down. He's like, nobody wins. And he goes, then they come to us, and he goes, we end up giving their money back or giving them prizes because they're so upset that they're not winning anything, and they're here 2 or 3 times a week. And he goes, so we need winners. And I go, well, that's the one thing I can tell you about our machines, is that we always have winners. We don't have that kind of issue. And if you don't, we can help with that and change some things and make it work. Don't stress. And he's like, because we're so done. So people know, they're not stupid. And, and the thing is too, is that when you're talking about these, 30%, that is 50% gross off gross, and 30% basically after gross. So in your net. So make sure you guys, when you're quoting people your rates, that you're making sure that you can tell them that you're giving them 50%, but make sure you're telling them that's 50% on gross. If you're doing 30%, which I feel is still really high, like I feel like that's too much, but we're also from the realm of not paying much in commissions, so we don't have that. But to me, 30% is so high. Like, you don't need to offer that, because if you have a great location, it's going to make money. If you have great prizes and you're doing the work, you're going to make money, and you're not going to worry about it because you're doing so well. So make sure you don't sell yourself short and give them too much. Because you feel like you don't have the confidence. Like, you're good at what you do, and it may take you a while to get there, but don't sell yourself short in the beginning and then end up having a great location and not making any money or hardly any money on it because you sold yourself short in the beginning. So 30% is not on gross, that's on net. So make sure you tell people we'll give you 50%. That's fine if you're doing 30, but make sure you tell them I got a lot of costs. I got product, I got gas, I got all the stuff that you do to get to that. Yeah, insurance. There's a good one, right? So the cost of doing business, they know. They know how much it costs to do business. So make sure that you're sharing with them the amount of work. Actually, you know what? This is actually because David and I, before we came on, and I was talking to you about it, Matt, too, but we were all talking before we came on that there's a subject we want to cover, and I think it's really important, and David was the one that brought it up to us, that we want to talk about your relationship with your locations. And I think this is a good segue at this point because we're already kind of in that realm.
Yeah.
Sure. And so, David, do you want to start off with what we want to talk about? Because I think this is very important. And go ahead, David.
No. Just kidding.
Okay.
It's very important. No. Just kidding. No. Yeah, no, this is actually very, very important. I think if you guys are seasonal, you'll probably agree with me. If you're new, this is very important. It's very important to know that when you're building a relationship with your store owner, it is good to get to know the owner, the management team, the staff members even. You want to always be perfect, like even when you dress, you should dress presentable, look clean, let them know the difference between you and because what we're afraid of, there's two things that I'm trying to point out here. One is, I get told this all the time when I was doing my YouTube video, what's going to stop, you're showing how much money you made, what's going to stop the owner from buying the machine for themselves? And this is the answer to that. Why would the owner not just do it themselves? And second, this will also prevent you from those people that are trying to steal your locations, because it does happen. People are dirty, and even though we try to teach people not to steal locations, they are out there. So this is what we wanted to point out, and we were talking about. So be always professional. Be there actively. Like if there's a problem, I always stress to my locations how the difference between me and other vendors is I'm there within one business day. So a lot of times I try to make it on the same day. And a good example of this is, remember a few weeks back, if you guys saw the stream with Jonathan Howard, he just got done placing a machine, switching out his machine at the boba shop. I believe it's the boba shop. And then that very, very same day, right before the live stream, he gets a phone call, and then he tells everyone, it's like, I have to go service this. You guys watch. I'm going to be over there. And sure enough, after that live stream, after being committed with the YouTube community, he went that same day and fixed the dollar bill acceptor so it would give the proper credits out.
Which was 45 minutes away at 9 o'clock at night. I went over there, and that's after hours boba, so they're open to 2 a.m. But that's the kind of dedication for sure that you guys want to have. And that was a brand new machine we installed that day that I was stupid enough not to turn all the dip switches on my DBA on. So I ended up having to go because it wouldn't take dollar bills, or it wouldn't actually it took dollar bills, but it wasn't giving people credits. So it was taking their money and not giving them credits. So that was a pretty big one. And that's what David's talking about. But so, for example, like when we go, I don't know. I mean, I'm old and Matt's old. David's a little younger. But growing up, I mean, and that was even old. That was even old for me. But growing up, when I got home from school, like later on, just before dinner time or around dinner time, they always played Cheers on television. And you go and you watch the show, and it's like
dinner late.
Yeah, and I did. It was like 7 o'clock, right, or 6 or 7 o'clock
was Cheers. Yeah.
Yeah, and every time, Norm walked in, it was like Norm, and everybody got all excited. And for those of you who know Cheers, and that's how it is when we go to these locations.
Same.
And they're so excited to see us because they know we're bringing new prizes. They know we're going to fill the machines. And they're not, oh, here's that vendor that's making all the money off us. Like, that's not their attitude. And I really feel that that's something that we build from the beginning. And I highly recommend that when you get a location, you explain to them the amount of work that it takes to put this in, and the amount of time that you put into doing that, and I'll tell them, like, we got 45 containers of plush in our garage that we had to buy to basically make a mix to put into their machines. That's the kind of stuff they're not going to do. And the reason that we brought this up is that we've seen on Facebook, and this is why David wanted to talk about it. And there's been kind of a really low kind of buzz in the vending community that these people have these locations, and then the location is actually buying their own machines and doing their own vending and kicking out vendors. And I really feel that if you build, and he really feels, and Matt really feels, if you build a really strong relationship with these locations, they're not going to want to do that. They don't want to be bothered by the machine, whatever. And if you're paying commission, that's even better. Not only are you providing a service, but you're there and you fix things and you're not having issues. That goes a long ways in these people's eyes, and that you run a legit business. You have your own insurance, you have your own LLC, you're supporting your nonprofit, whatever it may be. You're doing all the things that you're doing that makes you reputable in the business, and that one bar and another bar talk, one restaurant, another restaurant, they talk, and so they're going to say, hey, I saw you had machines in the front. What do you think? Oh, man, all those guys do, they just come collect money, and, I never hear from them, and the machines are always broken, and, nothing ever works, and nobody ever wins. That's not what you want. Like if you called and asked any of our locations how are our machines, and we're thinking about getting our own, they'll say, call them. 100% call them. They'll be there. They'll fix it. They have brand new machines. They take care of their stuff. Anytime we have problems or whatever, and they're legit, they have their insurance, whatever, like they're going to highly recommend us because of the service that we provide. And that goes a super long ways. And that's what we wanted to tell you guys is that, I talk to vendors all the time, and they're really worried about, the businesses wanting to take over their positions or their locations and doing their own vending. And I really feel like if they do, that's on you. If you don't take care of their stuff and make sure that everything's legit and looking good and, working, then that's the only reason they'd want to do that. Seems like to me, maybe I'm wrong, but if they wanted more money, they'd ask you, like, hey, how much money are you making? Can you give us a little more money for whatever? I don't really necessarily think it's about the money. I think it's about the problems. I think it's about the relationship with you. I think, excuse me.
I agree. If you walk into a business that you have a machine in, and you walk in, maybe you don't even say hello to the people, or maybe you just say hello, you do your thing, and you leave. That's not creating a good environment for that business relationship to flourish, right? Just like Jonathan said, when I walk into my game store, they yell "Matt," just like it normally does at Cheers, right? And that's how all locations should be. You should be not only servicing your location, but you should be a customer of that location too. Like I go to my pizza restaurant once a week just to have dinner, even if I'm not even touching the machine. I still go. Now I'm hooked on these hot dogs for that place, for our new spot. It's crazy because, like I said, I'm trying to do better with my diet and working out and stuff, and these new locations are killing me because it's so good.
Those hot dogs in your mouth. Those are great, man.
I'm sure you loved it.
Good stuff.
So anyway, though, but don't just be the guy that just shows up in and out. Talk to the people, build that relationship. Ask them, for feedback, ask them for anything, and make sure you're really selling the fact. Make sure you're really selling the fact that your number one priority is service. Because number one, most of us are still small vending companies. We're not Canteen or any of these NIN or NEN or whatever they are, these giant vendors that can't fix a problem quickly. That's one thing that we have as a benefit to the others. Like my new location, the one I can't talk about, the reason why they went with me as compared to a big vendor is because I don't have any stipulations. I can, and plus I can be there. I can be there within a day or two. And that's just not the case with some of these other people out there. So really sell yourself as you're service oriented. And that's what can really get you a location sometimes too. But follow through with it. Follow through.
Yeah. And I feel like in full line, especially, like that's really rampant with Pepsi.
Especially full line. Yeah, that's so important. Mm-hmm. I was going to say, Matt is the expert. That's how he got his laundromat location, his very first laundromat location. That guy was tired. Matt was committed. Yeah. But one other thing, and this is when you get to that point when you're more comfortable with all the machines that you have, stress to them, because a lot of times the owners think to themselves, well, if I buy the machine, I put it in here, But they don't think about when it breaks down and stuff, and tell them, be like, look, I've been doing this for a while. I've been doing this for 4-6 years. I know those machines inside and out. Whenever there's a problem, I can fix them. I'm not afraid. Like, there's a lot of mechanical stuff in there that could go wrong, and I'm your guy, man. I can service it. You just, I'm there within a day. And like Matt and Jonathan were saying, Jonathan Howard Hospitality, do hospitality work on them. I made a fun out of that, but that kind of messed up my point. But yeah,
Well,
just be really good.
A couple of things we learned, and I'll give you a couple tips that have worked really well for us. And the first one is that when you first go there to place the machine, you make sure you explain to them how long it's going to take, and make sure that you tell them the kind of the setup and everything else, and make sure that you have everything that you need to set it up before you even go in there. So you're there and in and out, and usually it takes us at least 30 minutes to set up our first machine in any location. So make sure they know that. Do not go at 12 o'clock. Do not go at 5 o'clock. And do not go during breakfast time. If it's a breakfast place, you go at 11 or 10. You go at 2 or 3. Or you go later on in the evening when they're not busy. You don't go and set up the machine when they're at their busiest time when they're about to start dinner service. That's the first thing you need to learn, is that you respect their time and them allowing you to have there, and they don't want that stress. So don't bother them during that time. Second thing is that when you're setting up, make sure you tell them about your business. Make sure you explain to them all the work you're going to do and the promises that you're going to make, and make sure you follow through with those promises. So, and tell them how hard it is. Tell them how hard you work. Tell them what you have to do. Tell them all the stuff you have to buy. If they want to talk about the commission again, make sure you explain how that all works. Make sure you explain the 50 and the 30, or the, whatever it is, the 40 and the 20, or whatever. However you're going to do your commission, as low as you can, make sure that you cover that insurance, or that commission, and make sure you do that. Secondly, we always go back 1 or 2 days later. So, and Amelia and Sam are always the ones to remind me, like, don't we need to go back and check on it? We always go back. How was the first day? How was the past couple of days? Everything okay? Any problems? Anything like that? And our locations are 30 to 45 to an hour, and even an hour and a half away from us, but we still go. And the reason we go is because they know we're going to be there, and that makes them feel confident that if they called us, we're going to come back, you know what I mean? And we're going to take care of it. So we always go back the next day or the second day or the third day and make sure that everything's okay. And we monitor our machines, because if you have credit card readers, you can see. If you're not collecting money on your credit cards in the first 3 days, there's probably a problem, and you probably need to go check that out and make sure that it's working, because they're not always going to tell the restaurant that something's not working. You know what I mean? You need to kind of figure that out for yourself. So those are the kind of things that we recommend, is that every visit you check with the manager or the owner or whoever it may be, and make sure that everything's okay. And I know it's intimidating and tough and sucks sometimes, but you got to do it. They got to see you. Just seeing the machines full doesn't help them. You know what I mean? They need to see your face. So at least, so those are some tips that we have. Anything else, David?
I think that was pretty much it for me.
Yeah, perfect. Matt's got all kinds of new locations, so he knows all about this kind of stuff.
I'm telling you guys, 2024 is our year, guys. We are really going to blow it up this year. And when I say our year, I mean your year, all year's year out there. Guys, I mean, this is our year. We're all going to do great this year. We do have a couple super chats that came in while we were kind of talking about that. Let's go and address those super chats. And then maybe it's time to talk about the giveaway again.
I think there's 3.
I think there's 3. There's at least 3. One
720,
from 720, one from Waco, and one from Dean Brown. First one from 720 says, I just got my order from Eva and love it. I saw there was a video. I haven't got to watch it yet, but that's cool.
He texted me that yesterday. I didn't even get to watch that. I forgot to take a look.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Congratulations on the new order. Up next, we've got, is it Waco? It is Waco's Car Wash Channel. Elevator More with a $5 super chat says, next Sunday, I'm going to the WinStar World Casino in Thackerville, Oklahoma, and I'm thinking about live streaming the elevators. Will you join? I don't know.
Only if it has that old thing on above it. I like those old school.
Oh, the dial that goes.
The dial, yeah, that's cool. All right, one more.
One more from Dean Brown with a $5 super chat says, do you guys pick up locations out of your route? My route is 72 miles south. Wow, that's a long way. I've got 4 to 6 new spots that are 1 hour west and can't decide if I should do it. I'm focusing
We did that.
I'm focusing close right now.
So our furthest location is an hour and a half away, which seems far, but that actually got us into 4 other really good locations. So we did it because it's like a franchise type thing, and it's turned out to be one of the best things that we ever did. One of them's like a mini arcade and some other things. So I think if it's worth it, 100%, or if you have spots in between that you can fill going up there. Then
I really
makes
think
sense.
it depends on your life situation too. Like for me, like if I were to go, like if I were to have a problem with a machine that was an hour and a half away, you know, I work a regular job, so that's not something that I feel I can provide great service to. So I would probably turn something like that down, at least currently. In the future, things may change, but right now, I just think I couldn't provide the best service to a location that's an hour and a half away.
Yeah. So we
hours.
regretted it some weeks, you know, like we basically bought some used equipment that we put into those locations that's older arcade games, and we've had quite a few problems with it. And you know, so we regretted it a few weeks, but we went in anyways. I mean, it's what we got to do, and it ended up paying off. You know, that one location's doing over, you know, $150 a week, which is great for that location. And so it paid off. You know, it's still making us money, and it's very popular, and a lot of people have seen it and called us. So it definitely can pay off, you know, in the right way. So it says, Howard Hospitality Groups, where are you getting your prize lockers from? Oh, the ones on order. I think I'm going to get the ones that Rainey makes. And there's new versions of those, according to David, that are coming out, which are supposed to be even cooler.
I think Elite on the Discord has pictures of it. Elite
Amusements. So I haven't seen them yet, but I've heard they're really cool looking. Also, AZ Amusements has some prize lockers that are really nice, and you could choose a configuration, but they're a little wider, and we need like a skinny version for the location that we're going into. We can't fit like a 3-foot wide one like those are, so we're gonna have to go with a smaller one. And I think I'm gonna go with the ones that Rainey's doing. Hopefully, the new version. I don't know if they're available, but that's what we're thinking. PA Pokemon Pools wants to know why you don't have a sticker machine yet, David.
Yeah, what are you waiting for?
A sticker machine?
The electronic ball vending machine.
I still don't have one. I know.
What are you waiting for?
Oh my gosh, I just don't. I thought about getting into them, and I almost did, but like it's like, I just love the amusement machines so much, you know.
But they complement them so well.
They do, and I've actually had locations ask for it, but it's just like, man, I just really like focusing on just the claw machines.
I get it. I get it.
David, you want to do the giveaway?
Oh, sure, definitely. All right, guys. This is the giveaway, the free spin. If you didn't get a chance to see this, I do believe, Jonathan, you have a video on this one, don't you? On your Discord or on your YouTube channel, or is it Matt? Who has it?
For the free spin?
No, it's just on Candy Machines. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm out of it.
Yeah, Candy Machines has the actual. We have videos from my Appo, which shows the clip machines, but not the actual free spin.
Right, that's what I meant, like similar machines. I actually, we get to play with these in iApple, but not this version. And this free spin game is super addicting. It's a lot of fun. For those who don't know, basically this one I believe has 3 special spin slots where you can put like a mega prize on there, and everything else, like 37 others that are minor prizes. But it basically it spins around, and the player puts their money in there, get their credit going, and then they hit the button, and it stops, and the finger comes down and pushes the clip in. Usually on the minor prizes, it's really easy to win, so it's really exciting and gets that person feel to try to go for that major prize. But the major prize is obviously you can adjust the difficulty on that and such. So, but this thing is going to be a major money maker. It just looks so cool, and I can't wait to show you guys this again, like when we go to NBVA, to really show you guys what this looks like in person. I can't wait to see this, because this thing looks like the best spin carousel game out there. But basically, you can win this free, and it's fully kitted. It's going to have a bill acceptor, I believe, and a NIAX reader on there, ready to go, shipped to your door. Thanks to CandyMachines.com for providing this. It's so easy to sign up. It's free to do. Just go join the Discord. The description has the link, and you're looking for the icon that has a little rocket ship, and you click on giveaway Candy Machines, and you can click on that link and sign up there. It takes just a minute or two. And Quick Play, myself, Galaxy Games 843, and Jonathan Howard from the Howard Hospitality Group. We're all presenting this. And then if you, we're doing this giveaway live at NBVA. So you guys in there, if you guys come there in person, you can meet up with us and talk with us in person. We'll be able to look at this machine. Maybe we'll put some money in it. I don't know. So you're making some sales already. So that would be really cool. I mean, you're going to get a lot of attention on whoever wins that machine, but we're going to be giving that away live. And I'm talking about live, like we're going to be in the booth of CandyMachines.com with each other, and maybe we'll have some other big YouTubers like last year. Like we had, obviously we had Quick Play, we had Jaime, we had Dominic in there. I don't think Claw Kicker made it inside there, but we had a really cool turnout. And it was just such a great magical moment. So make sure you guys go to NVBA and you can see this in person and possibly win it. We'll give it away live. If you don't win, that's okay, because there's a secondary prize that you have a chance for, and that's the capsule Pokemon machine, or the sticker machine and capsule machine dispenser, and that will be fully kitted with a dollar bill acceptor as well and a Nice reader, I believe, too. So both of them are just like fully kitted, ready to go. So thanks to Candy Machines for that, and sign up for that giveaway because I can't do it, so you guys might as well do it.
Yep.
Speaking of NBVA, guys, I booked my plane tickets this week. I did it.
Yay!
I'm done. Hotels booked.
So,
planes
congratulations.
booked. Yeah.
Our hotel is booked. Our airfare is not.
Yeah.
But I have some news that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So those of you who don't know,
NBVA news.
Well, I'm excited because I'm on the board. So I love doing stuff for NBVA, and I'm actually on the committee for the education committee that is going to be doing the seminars and stuff like that. So we actually have our final list of seminars. Well, there's actually a couple that are like still like possibly going to happen, but this is the main list that that is confirmed for NBVA. So I wanted to go over those with you guys. Okay. The first one is, which is a really important topic right now, and a lot of people are talking about it, is keys to successfully using a locator or locating service. So this is going to be, should you use a locator? There's a lot of locators out there, and this is either going to be done by somebody in the vending community or actually a locator itself or themselves. So we don't know. We haven't got a speaker yet for this one, but we think it could be one or the other, and then give you ideas on. There's just people that just aren't good at it, and it doesn't matter how much you learn or your background or just anything. You're just, some people just aren't good at talking to people, and or they don't have kids that are great at it like I do. Like, it's my kids are amazing, but they feel it. And I think that's the difference, is that it is their business and they own it, and I think that some people have a hard time putting that across, or get either they're introverted, like a lot of people like to do this type of business, are introverted type people because they basically go fill a machine and go home, especially full line people. Like they really don't want to deal with people. They just want to go in and fill the machine and go home. But like the claw machines and stuff, you have to be a little more forward facing with your locations and stuff. So that's the first topic, is going to be keys to successfully using a locator. Second topic is going to be trends in the business for 2024. This is a big one for NBVA because NBVA, traditionally has been dealing with bulk type vending, candy, flat type, flat vending, that kind of stuff. So they're starting to see a turn in going into mini claw machines, larger claw machines, as you call them. Would you say clip machines? What'd you call them?
Clip machines, yeah.
Clip machines, or I call them carousels, but clip machines. The trends that we're seeing that are coming out, and that is made our show, the NBVA show, not about bulk 100%. Like it's a mix of a lot of different things, plus teaming up with the Amusement Expo and the Laser Tag Expo, and you saw the whole section of like pinball tables and pool tables. So there's a lot of other, even what's the one, like the music services, those types of things. There's a lot of extra money to be made out there for normal vendors like you or I that can add these types of services to their repertoire and grow, and so they wanted to talk about trends they're seeing in the industry. That's the second topic. Third topic is top 10 tips in starting your vending business. So this is things to the effect of insurance, LLC, business licenses, those types of things, and what to purchase, where to get it, what's trending, what's not, where do they see things going, and what you need, the tips you need to get started in your business. And that's a pretty big one for a lot of people coming, because they're coming from the Discord and they're just getting started. So this is a good way to meet people that can help you get started in the business and answer some of your questions. So that's a pretty good topic too. This is one right up Matt's alley, which is cashless payment options on your machines. Nyax, Kiosoft, those types of units. What's the trend? What's coming out? What's new? What are the offerings? How much does it cost? What's the benefit? We all know the benefit 100% of putting these on there, but I think a lot of the old school vendors that will be at this type of show, they don't know the benefit of having an IX on their machine and what it can do, not only for full line, but for claw machines, and be able to see if the thing's on and if it's making money, and being able to do your taxes at the end of the year, and being able to do your all your stuff in QuickBooks. And there's huge benefits to having credit card readers and other cashless payments on your machines. Even if you have a larger location where you have 20 machines and you want to do like a Kiosoft or what's the other one that's really popular, Amusement Connect type system that runs versus doing traditional payment options. So that's what they're going to talk about. Merchandising session from our very best friend Jen Vend, who's doing merchandising, which we're very excited about. Those of you who missed it last year, you missed out. She did an awesome seminar on how to set up your claw machines, how she does it and how they look amazing, and how to merchandise your product, and she does a really good job of this, you guys. And they have a lot of machines in the Oregon area, and she's an expert, and so she will give you an idea of, Sam and I were talking about today. We set up a location. We left Million School, and Sam and I went to Reading and set up a new mini claw machine, and we were talking about it because I thought it was really cool. I was impressed because he basically, instead of dumping, the toys in the machine, he actually would take the little Yoshis and Marios and stuff, and he would face them all around the outside edge, so they're all facing out, and then he put a layer, and so in the middle, and then he would do the next layer around. So he had them all. So when you looked at the outside of the machine, they're all looking at you, which I thought was really cool, and I thought that was a really neat way of doing it.
I feel like someone had told us that before.
Yeah, and that's Jen Vend, and that's but he wasn't there, so that was it was kind of cool to see him have the same mentality as Jen Vend of like, they should be facing you, they should be funny, they should be goofy, and I saw Walker Vending in the Discord. I don't know if you put in the Discord, if you just sent it to me, but he did like, the little toady, and was looking out of his little, thing.
I saw that in the Discord too.
That was awesome. Cute. Yeah. And so that's the kind of stuff that you want to do, that people are like, oh, look, and then that makes it want, so that's the kind of stuff that Jen Vend's going to go over, is like, how do you make your machines attractive and people want to play them? The worst thing, and that's why we go usually weekly to our locations, is the worst thing you want is just a bunch of stuff just laying on its face in the middle of your machine. That just looks so horrible. So next one is vending toolkit, bulk and cranes, what to put in your toolkit, which is kind of like the video that I did. They'll be talking about, what do they use? And they're going to be covering a lot of products. So like, most of mine was full line and cranes and a little bit of arcade, but they have a lot more tools that they've got in their arsenal that you probably hadn't thought of that can help fix those types of machines and stuff. So that's a good one to learn about. What do you buy, and
digital multimeter.
Yeah, right. The one thing I didn't talk about. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I felt really stupid after you said that. But yeah, that's one of the things you really want, especially working on arcade machines. Oh my God,
it's required. Yes.
Yeah, and I didn't do that. So one of the things you really want to have in there, and it basically covers all those types of things and what to do, and what to have in your arsenal for when you go to these locations and do that. So. And then the last one is standalone claw arcades, namely like David. claw rooms, mini claw rooms, prize lockers, and all the new types of things that are trending right now. Not just the big things trending in the industry, but like in our little small group, a lot of people are getting into these standalone arcades and claw rooms. So they're going to have a talk about all that kind of stuff.
So I'm interested in most of those topics. And what I really think is interesting is how you can kind of feel the paradigm shifting, right? From school to new school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It feels like there's been some people talking about some things, and maybe that's getting a lot more people interested. I don't know.
Yeah, it's maybe grabbing some traction around here. I really feel that having the Discord, and I think that a lot of these old school vendors don't understand the power of having 3,000 people that want to do this and want to have their own business and have, I mean, imagine the ideas and the pool of ideas that, sure, you've been doing this for 30 or 40 years, but I bet you didn't think of this. I bet you didn't see that. I bet you didn't put that on your flyer. I bet you didn't think of that location. I bet you don't have those machines. That's what we're talking about. Like, if you can get all of us together to work together and basically have one big goal, which is A, to make money, B, be successful, and then C, quit your 9 to 5 and be able to do this full time. Like, that's what all these people are looking for. And all the people that watch the live stream, that are in the Discord and stuff, this is what they want. Who wants to go and sit in the cubicle all day? I mean, everybody's seen the movie Office Space, or who wants to go work, and do something where they're required to go somewhere. Who doesn't want to have a job where basically they're like, you know what, I'm going to go collect from these machines now because I feel like it. That's the kind of job that you want to do, and I'm going to work hard on my business and focus on that. I think that's where the trend is, and I really think that instead of putting up these walls, that they have of, I don't want all these new people in the business, and it's like, let them help you. Like, you can't think of everything. There's no possible way. And do you know how much I've learned from the Discord? Not because I am new. I'm only been doing this 2 years, but the amount of ideas that are dropped on a daily basis in the Discord that I'm like, whoa, I never would have thought of that. And I'm like, dude, I'm using that. And it's not about stealing it. It's about that person put it up there for you to use, and you can take that and use it to your advantage. And if you're in a local area where you have 3 or 4 or 5 vendors, work together. Don't argue. I spent 2 hours on the phone with a vendor today that's in my area, and I sent him the list of locations that we've been working on, and he's like, I'm out. I'm not going to those locations. I'll work around them and go to other locations. And that's what they did because we have that kind of relationship. So really think smart. It's 2024. It's not 1992. We're not all doing, candy machines and bulk machines. We are now in the realm of claw rooms like David, locations where we're getting into big franchises because the trends are pushing that way. So those locations, like, we're in a lot of bigger franchises, and a lot of people that I know in the Discord are getting into bigger franchises because claw machines are known now. They're not something that is like, I don't want some vendor in here or whatever. But I'll give you a good example of what we're dealing with now. We just went into, I was talking about the top secret location this week, and I had the most angry manager, and it was Natalie, Amelia, Sam, and I, and we walked in with the machine, and we wheeled it in because we were told by the corporate person, the general manager, or not general manager, he was actually like overseas all these locations,
like a district manager kind of thing.
Yeah, but he's even bigger than that. He's like
regional.
They have 25 restaurants that they deal with in our area, and he said, I got you into these locations. So we're basically kind of growing into these different ones. And he said, you can go in there and place a machine. We said, okay. So we're all like, woo, so we go over there, we wheel it in, and we set it down. And this manager comes up to us and goes, what's this? And I said, oh, hi, I'm Jonathan from the Howard Hospitality Group, and this is Amelia and Sam and my wife, Natalie. And I said, Amelia and Sam have their own business, and they do mini claw machines and other things. And I said, they've been talking to, quote-unquote, so-and-so. and they told us to bring the claw machine in, and she goes, I didn't approve it. And she said, so you brought it in to show me? Is that why you brought it in here? And I said, yeah. I said, yeah. I said, I'm so sorry. I thought we were. She goes, no, they sent me an email, but I never said it was okay. And she goes, it's my store. She goes, and they send us ideas all the time of things that they would like to see in our stores, but I approve whether or not it goes into our store. And I said, okay. And she goes, it's really cute. And I said, yeah, and I said, it is. And I said, in here, Amelia goes, well, it's the same colors as everything that's in here. And she goes, it is, Amelia. And she goes, will you tell me about your business? And because when I was kind of talking, she was talking over me, like she didn't listen to anything I had to say. Sure, but as soon as Amelia and Sam opened their mouths and they talked about their business and how many locations they have, and she got completely quiet. She listened to everything that they had to say. And she goes, she said, I've had vendors in here before. She goes, I got a spiral gumball machine in there and a candy machine. And she goes, I hate that guy. She goes, he comes in here maybe once a month, possibly fills it in. She goes, I got M&Ms that are roasted in our front window. Yep. And she goes, they're all cracked in half. And she goes, I can't get him out of here. She goes, I can't stand that guy. And she goes, every time I say something, he comes in and fixes something, and then he's gone for a month. And she goes, I don't want that. And Amelia goes, you won't get that from us. She said, we're here once a week, every week. We will fill it, clean it, take care of it. She said, if there's a problem, she goes, we will be here the same day or the next day. I guarantee it. Like, this is what Amelia said. And I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, dude, you rock. Like, I love you. Like, you're just
right.
I mean, she's so powerful at 12, like, and the lady kind of, and this lady, I had a feeling, and this is not me being sexist or anything, but I really feel like she's in a very powerful position for that restaurant where she oversees everything. And this is a big restaurant. I mean, they're doing, they're probably doing 200, 300, 400 covers a Friday night. You know what I mean? Like, this is a busy restaurant. And she's like, she felt, she's empowered, and I get that, but so's Amelia. You know what I mean? And like, I could feel that tension, but I really feel like if you guys, we were talking about this earlier, if you have the passion and the drive and you believe in what you do, that goes a long ways. And if you follow up, we've already been back there. And 2 days later, her and I went back there and we checked on the machine, saw the lady. We called before we went down there and asked if she was going to be in that day. She was in. We went down there, we checked on it, and everything's great, and it's fine. But you really gotta. So, anyways, the long story short is that there's been a lot of bad roads paved in the past with these types of machines, these types of businesses, and I feel there's a shift. There's also the people that will try this for 3 months and they'll give up. And you're going to run into that too. So you've got a lot of hills to overcome, whether it's old school vendors that are just jerks that stuff all their toys down and nobody wins. And then you got the people that, are new and they just gave up and left their machine or just pulled it out and you never saw them again. So you need to understand where the owners are coming from and make sure that you follow through with what you're going to say you're going to do. And watch a lot of videos. Get in the Discord and talk to a lot of people and make sure it's something that you want to do. Do not start with full line unless you're serious. 100%. Because full line is hard.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Do not start there. But it is good money if you do it right and you're successful. But you want to start small and work your way up. And we grew way too fast last year, and I feel like we made a lot of mistakes. But everybody's going to make mistakes, but we always made them right. And follow through with what you're doing. But that was kind of an example of like, this lady was not nice. And I left there, and I took Amelia, and like we walked outside and grabbed her by the shoulders, and I'm like, you were freaking amazing. Like, that was the most amazing thing I've ever seen, Amelia. Like you were just on top of it. And I said, she was not nice. And like, now you're like, yeah, she was, whatever. And she went on, like, yeah. But like, she was not nice. And Amelia was like, no, this is how it is. And this is how I do it. And we'll take care of it. And the lady's like, okay. I mean, she came into us. She's like don't, because the power supply was up in the ceiling, like over, like in the tiles of the she's like, don't bust my tiles, and how long are you gonna be? And like she was in there like every 5 minutes, like checking on us, and you're gonna run into that kind of stuff in these bigger corporate locations. So make sure that you follow through with what you're gonna do. But that was just a good example of like how hard it can be sometimes, and we can lose that location tomorrow, guaranteed. If we screw up or something, she's like, you're out. I know she's going to be. So we really have to, those are locations you have to be really careful with. But it's great money if you find a location like that, So, anyways, sorry, that was my off-topic conversation. I apologize.
Well,
it's funny that you say though, like be wary of full line. Like it's true. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of storage. You got spoilage. You got a lot of things you got to deal with. And it's funny because like weeks ago I said, I'm going to focus on growing the amusement part of my business, right? And then I just set up 4 full line machines, right? So, but when the opportunity knocks, you got to strike when the iron's hot, so they say. And
you're an expert.
It was just a great. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I'll say it was a great opportunity for me, and it fit my current business model. So I said, let's do this. But I'm really not looking to expand much more full line currently because this new spot, it's going to be a lot of work, and I think it's going to take up a lot of my full line designated time, we'll call it.
I think the thing that people need to understand and that we've learned with full line, because we have quite a few full line machines, is that you really have to work at it. Like it is like nonstop. Like we're moving product all the time to keep stuff from expiring because they want the product, but they don't eat it. And there's just so many things that go in these machines, and like Matt talking about like how long, like you have no idea how long it takes to set up a full line machine. Like it's hours and hours, and no matter how much
4 machines.
Yeah,
we did it. We worked Saturday, Sunday, and Monday to get everything exactly how we wanted, and we still have to go back tomorrow because in the one break room, it doesn't have a great cellular signal. So I had to order new high gain antennas. I need to go install those.
Yeah.
So I'm flying blind on those 2 machines. I don't know what's selling right now because the NIAX readers can't connect. So I got to go get that all sorted out, then update all the inventory and so many things after that. But once we get it all the kinks worked out, it's going to be awesome. It really is.
Well, like, because I thought I was the master when we got started, and I watched all the videos. I went into the system. I spent like I don't know how many hours on the phone. With getting them all set up in online in the system. So like I had all the pictures of all the chips and how much they cost.
I never went that far.
I did. I was like, I'm OCD. You know me.
Someday when I have time, I'm gonna do that. But right now, I just don't.
Oh yeah, I was OCD anal type. I still am, but like Natalie took over a full line division and she's rocking it. But she's 15 times a week just on the computer, just making sure that everything's getting rotated right and we're not going to have expiration.
Between NIAX and Vensoft, I'm living in those programs.
I mean, we're running Cantaloupe because that's what came with our machines, but it's the same thing as far as, because that's the only ones we do Cantaloupe with. But it keeps track of all that, and she's written down, like, whenever she gets boxes stuff, like, when's the expiration date, So she has all that written down. I mean, it sucks. Like, it is so hard, but, like, she's killing it. So it can be done, but don't start there. I really recommend you start with something small, a mini claw, a candy machine, something that's a little less of a headache. You don't have expirations, that kind of stuff. So, anyways, here's some good advice from Fishing for Bangers.
All right, it says Chinese New Year brings China to a standstill for a month. 3-month wait time today. Hit up candymachines.com and make that money now. Do we know when that actually is? Is that in play already?
They start like the second to the last week. Well, actually, right now. Usually, though, it's the last week of January that they pretty much some places shut down, and they don't open until what, second week of February, David?
Well, actually, this year it's different. The solar New Year's or whatever the New Year's is February 10th. However, it doesn't mean they don't start celebrating right away. And when they start celebrating, it does take a while. For example, Rainey is going on break. I think she said that January 27th or 29th.
Yeah.
And she's going to be on break for like 4 weeks. So, And that's some places are going to be like that. So,
And I have a
Do we
really
still
bad
have time to
feeling
get
we're
an
not
order
gonna-
in?
I don't know.
Yeah,
You gotta make
can
it quick.
order in and get it started,
Yeah,
but I don't think you're gonna make it out in time, unfortunately.
Yeah, because they
So,
got to
yeah.
ship it out, and it takes almost a week and a half to get your toys shipped out. So I
you can
think
get
it's going to be
toys in
after at this
time,
point.
but
Yeah,
I don't. I think you get toy time, but you can't get machines because the machines have to be made and boxed up and crated.
Yeah. I think I need to order some toys.
Okay, here we go. So Prophet of Claus has a question. David.
Yeah. Sorry, my screen is all glitchy. It's all.
That's all right. I don't understand the question, honestly.
Let me
now that I
let me
read it.
let me read it. Maybe if we read it out loud, we'll get it. It says, "Hey, it's Prophet from the Discord. What do you all think about putting keys in the top of the machine instead of the bottom where the money is at? So if they win the keys, they can win the machine."
So if they win the key, you mean like the actual key to the machine, like where all the money is? Or
Maybe.
I don't understand the question.
if he's talking about putting the key on top, like the prize locker key, I do that quite often actually to tease my customers because
Prophet, kind of give us a little more explanation. I don't understand the question. Sorry,
I think he means where you could actually win the machine, but like I don't think any of us would ever do that.
Maybe he meant for NBVA. Maybe that's what he was talking about.
Oh, maybe.
But we want people. We just don't want people that are, because a lot of people can't go to NBVA, so we want everybody to be able to have a chance to win. So
that's probably what it is, honestly.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's what it might be too. Dallas said thank you so much. Thank you, Dallas, for your questions. We really appreciate it, and
yes,
it helps us give us stuff to talk about and answer. So we appreciate it. Let's see. More insurance talk. Sorry, I'm just going through these here. We did those super chats.
So while Jonathan's looking for more comments to highlight, let's remind everyone to smash that like button. As you know, it helps other people find the stream. Right now, we're at roughly 44, 45 viewers. And every week, I feel like the stream gets better and better. We get a few more viewers and so on and so forth. So share it out to your friends. Hit that like button. Help us get it out there to more viewers. I know what this comment's from. So Albert says, Matt, get that salad, dog. Because I was talking about going to my locations and eating up all the good food. And I'm trying to do better with my eating habits. However, sometimes it's tough.
I have some good advice for this. You guys want to go first?
All right. So the question is, hey guys, just checking in. Wonder what is the best way to find contact information for owners of businesses is. I can kick it off. Okay. So like right now, I've been focusing on the downtown area of my little town. So it's not a very big downtown. It's actually a pretty small downtown. It's a cute downtown, right?
Yeah.
It's got 4 or 5 streets in each direction. And there's a lot of festivals and different events and like things that take place in the center of the downtown. And I've been getting owner information from other owners, if that makes sense. So my games, the game store, I'm in really good with those guys. And every business owner in the little downtown area knows each other. And so the hot dog place is also in the downtown area. And I was talking to him and I was talking about where we have some of our other machines. It's oh yeah, over Jimbo or this person or that person or Kathy, using the first names of the owners of all the other locations I'm in. So they all know each other. They all work together. And I think that's the best, networking like that is a great way to get that information of those people. And especially if you're providing good service, you might even get them to get the location for you because they're going to recommend you or talk about how good of a service you provided or how much the customers love the machine or anything like that. So that's where I would start.
David, do you have any input?
Yeah, I think Matt made a good point about getting referrals and stuff. That's a good way of getting other information. But I usually just go inside the store myself and try to get the information and find out when the owner is. And then sometimes there's business cards and such. But you really want to try to meet with the owner. And I think that's very important, of course. But yeah.
I have a great one. And it's super. There's 2 of them that are really good. And first one is Google. Type in owner of blah, 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 whatever the restaurant is or the location is, just type it into Google.
Oh, I'm going to try that right now.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, and it pulls up because they more than likely, which is the second one, which is the Chamber of Commerce website, they have a list of members on their website on your local Chamber of Commerce. So you can go in there and find out who the owner of most businesses are. If they belong to the chamber, a lot of them may not be. Like if it's a Mexican restaurant and stuff like that, a lot of times you just need to go and talk to the owner. Like David said, that's the best way we've gotten into those restaurants. But most large locations usually belong to the Chamber of Commerce, and they do ribbon cuttings, and that's where you're going to find Channel 7 News, ribbon cutting of so-and-so and so-and-so at the new location of the whatever. Google's your best friend. Google's also a great location to go in there, and then they'll have the listings on there, or Yelp. It'll have images of the location inside, so you can see where you want to place the machine and who the owner is and all that stuff. So Google is your best friend. Chamber of Commerce is another great one. Is it on there? Did it work?
It is. It totally is. So funny story, and this is completely unrelated, but so there's a whole separate chain of local ice cream shops. I know chain and local don't go together, but there's like 6 of them in town, and the problem is they're not all owned by the same person. Like there's 2 here in my town, which are owned by the same person. And I knew the name of the person, but I wanted to test this theory. So I just Googled the location owner, and sure enough, the second link in Google gives me the name.
And it's always because there's usually a newspaper or a television.
And their email address. Like, I've got their phone number.
That's unheard of.
Their phone number and their email address right here. Like,
wow.
It's not like owner at this ice cream shop.com. It's his name at gmail.com. Yeah. So I know it's
And on the chamber website, you'll find that. You'll find sometimes their phone number, their email. It'll be listed in the chamber because when they sign up for the chamber, they put all that information in there, probably unbeknownst to them that it's going to be posted online in their membership directory, but it is in there. So great source, and I highly recommend you join your Chamber of Commerce. The fees are not that great. It's a great networking opportunity to be able to say, hey, this is what I do. And you're going to all these ribbon cuttings of new businesses, knowing about them before they happen. Like, get in your community and get known for what you do. And they're like, hey, I made an extra $100 a month from so-and-so putting a machine in my location, and it was great. And the kids love it. And why do you think they have, crayons and coloring paper at every one of these restaurants? Because they need something to do. So you're replacing the crayons, and think about it that way. But it does work. And lastly, we highly recommend you go on Monday mornings. Monday mornings seems to be the best time for us to catch the business owners if you're talking about, because like after the weekend they usually do all the reconciliations, all their ordering for the week. Of what they need for product. They'll do their Cisco orders, and all their orders is usually Monday mornings, and they're always in there. I don't know what it is, but that's when we seem to find our business owners is on Monday mornings. So they usually don't hang out on Sunday nights. They're usually off for the weekend, but they're definitely there like Friday nights, sometimes Saturday nights, but they're never there like on Sundays. And it's usually, they're always there on Monday mornings. And that's when they do all their ordering, because that's usually when Cisco and those companies have to have their orders in for the following weekend. So make sure you go in there on Monday mornings. Those are our tips that work pretty good for us. So let's see. 721 Vending says he's going in.
Where's he going?
He's going to
collect from my claw machines on Saturday. Anyone want to guess how much each of them made? I mean, your past videos, they've been like what, $600 a collection?
720.
Really good. Austin B says 720 for 720. That's a good guess. Where did David go?
Oh, we lost David. Probably his internet, I'm guessing.
David said, peace out.
That's not nice. Let's see.
So it's those cold temperatures in Phoenix, right? That's what it is.
Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back.
We'll bring him back on when he comes back.
Let's see.
There is a super chat from Waco's Car Wash Channel, Elevators and More, if we want to go and highlight that.
Sure.
There's those air horns you guys all love. It says, tomorrow I got a car wash video coming out. It iced here in Central Texas and they salted the roads. Got to get that salt off the car. Yeah. When I was in Ohio, I actually went through the car wash twice due to the salt on the roads. Not much of a problem here in South Carolina, though.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We don't have that problem.
Yeah. It's only where it's snowy and icy and stuff because the salt melts those things.
A lot of people talking about getting the new Game Request. Very cool machine.
Yeah, it's going to be a popular one for sure.
A lot of people running Nyax, talking about Nyax and Kiosoft. So those are definitely popular right now. A lot of people talking in the Discord about cashless vending, which is kind of why the topic's coming up at NBVA. Let's see what else we got. So we got 20 minutes left. I want to make sure these are all 27 minutes behind.
We can talk more about NBVA if we want to talk about something because I'm super excited about NBVA this year.
I can't wait, man.
We're basically, and as a matter of fact, we are just 2 months away. 2 months from today, I'll be traveling to Vegas. I booked my flight for March 17th, so I'm flying in on Sunday the 17th. That way I'll have all day Monday there this time. And maybe a little bit of time on Sunday night. But I know last year I flew in Monday afternoon and we had a great time on Monday night. Tuesday was all the seminars. Wednesday was the show. Thursday morning, we got up and had breakfast and I had to get to the airport because I had that cross-country flight. And I really left feeling like I wish I had one more day. So I decided to come a day early this year.
Nice. What day? Sunday?
I'm coming Sunday.
Okay. We might be coming Saturday, I think.
I'll tell you what. If that's the case, let's all get together Sunday evening.
Yeah.
Any of you out there that want to join us, come join us Sunday evening. We'll get some food. We'll get some drinks. We'll maybe go check out some things. Who knows? But we encourage you all to get to be a part of the member of the NBVA. Come join us in Las Vegas, guys. This show is outstanding. And what's really cool about going to the actual conference floor where you see all the machines and all the new things coming out, it's not only can you get some ideas of what looks great and what, you get to see all that stuff in person, but you can also watch everyone else and see who's interacting with what. And that's why, we talk about these clip machines that we saw all over IAPA. The reason why those stood out to us is because everybody was playing them. And 100%. So remember, all the machines are free to play at these places. So you're kind of getting an unbiased thing to see what machines people are gravitating more towards. And those are just the ones that people were gravitating towards. So
there was lines.
There were lines. Exactly.
There were lines for people to play it. And like same with that robot thing or whatever. But then everybody was saying, that's just too much money. And it's like, it took too long to work. But like people wanted to try it.
They were cool.
But everybody wanted to try it. So you'll get to try it. But will you get to repeat play? Probably not, but where the clip machines, man, everybody was trying those, and like there was lines, which is very cool.
Heck yeah. So we encourage you all, make sure you join the NBVA and then come join us in Vegas this March for the NBVA 2024 show. It's going to be outstanding for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, we got another super chat?
Yes, sir. We missed one.
Oh, here it is for Elite Claw Amusements, a $5 super chat. Ooh. Reading this one ahead, says, had an owner feel I insulted him with my $20 to $30 commission offer for gross. He said other guy gives him 60% of gross with generic plush. Then he left the conversation. I would have left the conversation if I were you, because there's no way 60% that other vendor is it's worth it. I mean,
okay. So this is, and this, and I'm like the most, probably like you and me and David are probably the most honest people in the entire world, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah. But you need to be honest with your locations, because you insulted him with 20 to 30% of gross. I think you need to explain that to him. So if I were you, I would have said 20 to 30% of net, not gross. Because then explained why it's 20 to 30%, because they just hear 20 to 30%. They don't hear gross or net or whatever. They don't care. But you need to explain to them that, okay, you're giving them 50 or 60% of gross, but explain to them what that old vendor was doing to them, because this is like the really bad part of vending and how people screwed people over in the day. Is they said, I'm going to give you 50%.
This is why they've had a bad experience.
Yeah, because and they don't understand that this whole time they've been, and it does matter. So like, and I've had, which I'll go into in a second, but explain to them that you're going to give them 50%, and it's 50% of gross, and then you need to explain to them what all of your costs are. and what the stuff that you do and the service that you provide, and explain that to them, that it roughly comes out to 30% of net, right? Or gross or net. Yeah. So
net.
Because when you're done, you have a lot of costs, a lot of effort, a lot of gas. You have all of the stuff that makes your business. Yes, maintenance, LLC. You've got your
licensing,
insurance. You have your licensing. Well, yeah, if you're with Mad you got to pay for each one of those machines. You got to pay for the tag for that machine. You got a lot of costs that you need to do. And this is where, my local is not a competitor, because we get along and we actually work together. So he is a competitor, I guess, because he's in my area. But what I don't consider a competitor, but we had this conversation on the phone the other day, is that his costs are a quarter of my costs, because I've got so much more territory to cover. I've got to go so much further for that location to get there. And we have a lot more costs than he does. He's got 4 machines or whatever it may be. So his costs are nothing, and they're like a mile from his house. So he doesn't have all the stuff that we have. So for us to make a profit on that, it has to make sense in the overall scope of our business, not just that one location. So then that way it makes sense for us, because we look at it as a whole, not as each individual location. So be very honest. And I don't think and this is nothing against you, Lee, but I think that the reason that that he was upset with you is because he was told in the past the wrong information, and it was never explained to him the way that you could explain it to him, to make him understand that you're trying to help them and you're being 100% honest.
I think you're being a little nice with that explanation. He was deceived.
He was
lied to.
Yeah, and they're just old school vendors are jerks.
Yes.
I mean, they've been doing this for 30 years and they know everything, and they've been screwing people, and now all these new people are coming in and they're stealing all those locations and blah blah blah. But we're being honest, and that sucks for them. Yeah, and I think that you can probably go back to him and say, you know what, hey, I think we got off on the wrong foot, and I really want to explain to you kind of how it works in the business, and I didn't really understand this either, and be 100% honest with them and say, I feel stupid, but I wanted to come back because I really want to be here, and I feel like I can explain it to you, and then we'll both understand. And if you won't want me here, fine, but at least let me explain to you what I learned, and then maybe it'll open a door for you. But I think you like, that guy got screwed, and he was never told the story. And we have a vendor that's the same way, and they've been told they've been getting 50% this whole time, and they've been talking to us commission. I'm like, you haven't been getting 50%. And I had to explain it to them, and they're like, that makes so much sense. And I'm like, there you go, and I feel bad. I don't want to be the guy to tell you. And they're like, no, I feel like that guy's a jerk anyways, and I hate him and whatever. But it's like, it's true, So anyways, yeah, just be honest with them. And I think that will carry you another year. Just keep your location because you're honest with the guy, So please subscribe to our channel. That's what this says. Thank you.
That's right. Subscribe to the Howard Hospitality Group. There's 3,000 members in the Discord, but you only have 1.6 subscribers showing here on YouTube. So if everyone that's not a subscriber to the Howard Hospitality Group, they're in the Discord, go do that.
You know what's cool though is that I feel like our number, and like this is nothing against anybody else, but I feel like our number's legit. Like those people, like I feel like are like our core, like they all watch our videos, they all call me, text me, email us and stuff, and I feel like they're diehards, they love us for what we do, and they want our help, and I think that's great.
Sure.
So I don't need to be 200,000 subscribers. I'm happy with 1,600, and same with the kids. They all about it. They're excited to have just 1,600. So we'll, if it doesn't grow, it's fine also. But anyways, that's sorry. Question.
The question is, can you explain how Alibaba, I'm guessing, works in vending? Basically, it's just a online marketplace, much like any of the other suppliers out there. There's just a lot of different suppliers on Alibaba. Alibaba is the marketplace, so to speak. Yeah. So we use a certain few vendors in our Discord. We use Rainy, we use Eva, who are vendors, and the marketplace, or Alibaba in this case, is where they do business. So think of it as kind of like, I don't know, a much larger version of eBay, but it's more business-based that are the sellers rather than individual contributors like you and me to sell something on eBay. Kind of works like that.
and there's two different versions. So there's the Chinese Alibaba, which is 1688, and then there's Alibaba, which is the Americanized version of the Chinese marketplace, which you're going to pay more money than if you bought it from a distributor in China through 1688. So there's a lot of things to be really careful of. I recommend that you go into our Discord and that you use the Discord members that we have. Either for 1688 or for Alibaba. We use Eva a lot for our toys. She guarantees her stuff. She guarantees delivery. She guarantees the product. If there's a problem, she backs it. And you are ordering from a factory in China based on some pictures. That's basically what you're ordering on Alibaba. And we don't have a lot of guaranteed suppliers of product that we know of. Basically, Eva gets her product from the different companies, and then she boxes it up all in one package and sends it off to you. So you pay for that service of her putting everything together, and it's a little bit pricier than if you went to that individual vendor that sold that product and bought it from them. But by the time you ship it, you're not really paying that much extra, and you can get everything all in one order. So we really highly recommend Eva just because she's trusted. And I've never ordered anything from her. I've ordered a lot of orders from Eva, and I've never had an issue. Other than, I shouldn't say I've never had an issue, but I've never had a problem with that issue. So we ordered a bunch of watches, and the batteries, after like a month and a half, they just all died. And, in vending, I mean, we keep product for a while, but they should last longer than a month. So I called her, and she ended up crediting our account, or she said we could order, or she'll send us a bunch of new watches. And that's awesome. I mean, from China, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you don't get that kind of customer service even in America a lot of times, but she guaranteed her product, you know what I mean? So if you do want to order from Alibaba, go into the Discord, use Eva, she's great, or go into the 1688 channel. There's a lot more risk there, a lot more stuff without getting into it, all of it on the live stream here. There's a whole process to ordering from 1688. So that's something you can find out in the Discord, and there's a lot of discussions about that. But if you want something now and somebody that you could trust, order from Eva, 100%. She's awesome.
Agreed.
So, Hero 3 says, yay, Xtreme Vending's decided to work tonight. Yes, he was working until his internet went out. And he just sent me a message and said his internet died. So
it happens. It happens. We were lucky to have him for the majority of the show tonight. So that's all good.
Yeah. This is a loaded question, and I'll give you my opinion on this. Would we be able to, as a Howard Hospitality Group, get to not pay any commission? I have 3 locations that I've gotten, and knowing that it's my kid's business and that we do it as a family with no commission, but having your kids go out and do the sales for the business, and it's their business. So that's what you got to understand too, is well, John, but I'm here helping on the Wednesday night live stream, but this business is theirs. Like, it is, the Howard Hospitality Group is my kids, and they're, we all do it as a family, but their locations, they get on their own and they service them and do it on their own. So I'm here as like a adult to help people grow their business, but their route and the stuff they do is their business, and they get all their locations on their own, except for a couple just because I was in the area and I decided to stop in. But man, they're great at what they do, and I think they do it better than some 20-year-olds. That's just my honest opinion.
Well, they've had a lot of practice too.
They have a lot of practice.
That helps a lot.
We're probably at almost 200 now locations that we've approached, and we don't even have half. We're close to half that, but we're not even close to that yet. And so that just shows you like how many places you got to go to, and that's how many times they've done it. And they're really good, but it's because they've done it that many times, and they're young and they have the confidence that probably a lot of us as we get older, we lose because of so many bad things happening to us in our lives that we just don't feel as we're worth it anymore. They crush it because they know what they do. They believe in it, I think that's what it's about. So, I really feel, and this is a conversation I just have with my local vendor, is because he went on Facebook and posted, oh, we give you commission and we'll give you money and stuff. I'm like, don't do that. Like, don't go on Facebook and say you'll give people money for putting the machines in their location. You can talk to them about it in the conversations, but talk about the benefits of what you do, your business and the machine. And don't give people like, oh, I want to call you because I want money. Like, you don't want those kind of phone calls. You want the phone calls where it's like you want to build a relationship with these people. Don't go, posting stuff like that. Go in talking about what you do. If they're unsure, then bring it up. But you don't have to always offer commission, because some places are fairly new and they don't that they've never been offered commission before. So you may not have to.
Right.
I don't think it's the kids. I think it's just how you approach it and how good you sound, and what you do. So,
and really, you want to offer this as a service, and that's what I always keep referring back to. It's a service. It's something to keep the kids busy while they're waiting for their food. It's something to keep the customers happy. It's a reason for them to want to come back to your location. Multiple things you can use to sell it as a benefit to them as to why the service that you're providing is where the value is, not necessarily, the $20 to $40 a month, depending on what type of machine or what type of location it is that they might make off of that space, which, you got to figure most business owners, that's not a lot of money. Then they don't care about that. So really it's the service and, all those different benefits that you're going to pitch to them. That's what you want to focus on, not the commission.
Cody made a comment here too. He said, he started the business for his kids, and you can use the advantage of your kids, but I don't use the advantage of my kids. They do it on their own. So they get their own locations. I basically walk in and I hold the flyer and then I hand it to them. And I answer some questions for them because it's kids asking to put, a $1,500 machine in their location. But need to, just as the parent, I need to answer some questions because that's why I go in there with them. But you're offering a service. You're offering them the fact that you are like I said, you're the crayons. You're keeping their customers happy. You're making sure that, that it brings people in. You're creating excitement. You're doing all these things, and it is true, and it does work. And those people in the Discord and who watch this live stream that have mini claw machines, they know when they place a machine in location how excited people get. Like, not only the workers, but the location and stuff. So think about those things when you're presenting it. You're going to be so happy. Like, I'm just telling you, you're going to be so excited. Once we put this in here, people are going to go nuts, and create that excitement about what you're doing and make it seem like, because it is, and that's what's going to happen. And if it doesn't, then you move it, you go to another location, don't stress it. Be excited about being there and helping them grow their business and working as a partnership and that kind of stuff. But yeah, so we're 34 minutes behind on comments, and I feel really bad.
So I think it's safe to say that we've got 3 minutes left of the stream.
Yeah.
If we missed your comment, we apologize. Come back next week, bring the comment again, hit us up right at the beginning of the stream with the comments, and that way we can make sure we get to it. It's been a really informative night, though, guys. We had some great conversations tonight. So
and I need to talk about Yao before we go, though, too. So I need to cover that.
Wrap it up with Yao.
Well, no, I wanted to see if there's no other super chats, right? Okay, so I want to make sure that, because we usually like to do those. Yeah, there's a lot of comments still that we didn't get to. So please, bring them back. But I wanted to cover Yao. I wanted to do the giveaway one more time, so you may run a few minutes late. I wanted to, oh, no. Are we able to do that? So let me see if I can get this up here. Oh, that didn't work. Hold on one second. Remove from scene. Add to scene.
What are you doing over there?
No, that's okay. So, where is it? There it is. Okay. So let me pull this up. And I don't need to put it on the big screen, but I want to put it up here. Let's do it this way. There we go. No, this way. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Got it. So just so you guys know, we, not only the Howard Hospitality Group, but Matt, David, I, and a lot of businesses, which we're going to be finalizing this week, have teamed up to get together to create YOW, which is Young Entrepreneurs of the World. Those students that are under 18 years old, please go to our website. It's yowkids.org. And check out the submissions that we have on there already. You can donate on our website. I finalized the bank account this week, finally, with Wells Fargo. And so everything is set up and ready to go. I should be sending out everybody's stickers now. You can donate on the website. You can get stickers for your machines, just like the Children's Miracle Network or the American Cancer Society, or those other stickers you may have used on your machines in the past. It's $1 per sticker. You can contact us via the website, and then you just pay $1 per sticker per month to help support Yao. And basically, we are young entrepreneurs of the world. We're trying to donate either a bulk candy machine or a mini claw machine to one student every single month this year in 2024 to start their own business. And that includes product that goes in the machine and everything they need to get started, including Amelia did one this past weekend with one of the Yao kids. She did a 45-minute Zoom session with them, just answering questions on how to find locations and what to say when she goes in there. So we're just trying to help kids get started, and that's what it's all about. And we're doing it on our own time, and we're having a lot of fun. And please join us and help support us. And that's it. So that's Yao. And then we got to talk about the giveaway. Do you want to do it one more time?
One more time. Let's talk about the giveaway. We're going to do this is the lightning round. Talk about the giveaway, guys.
Sorry, hold on.
Bring it up on your screen so we can show it.
Okay, hold on.
While you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So, guys, we're giving away a free spin claw machine and an electronic bulk vending machine, both from candymachines.com. We'll have it up here on the screen in just a moment. There they are. Take a look at these machines. We're going to give these away in, I almost said November, in March at the NBVA show in Las Vegas, Nevada. All you need to do to sign up to win is just join our Discord and fill out a simple form, and then you're registered to win. We're going to draw these live, a first place winner and a runner-up. First place winner will get the free spin machine. The runner-up will get the electronic bulk vending machine. Again, thank you to candymachines.com for allowing us to work with them to give away these beautiful machines. Get signed up, guys.
Nice. You want to send us out, sir?
Of course. Again, guys, thanks so much for coming back week after week and putting your comments in the comments, chatting with us. Thank you all for the super chats. Thank you so much for watching our videos, for interacting with us, for giving us all those likes, all those subscribes. We appreciate you guys so much. With that said, we're wrapping this live stream up right here, guys. Have a great night. Thanks. We'll see you next week, guys.
Bye. Guys.
Thank you.